Hi, I'm Stuart Solwin. I'm a criminal defense attorney in Arizona, and in this video I'm going to talk about the consequences you may be facing if you're convicted of an extreme DUI in Arizona. But first, what is an extreme DUI, and how do you know if you have been charged with an extreme DUI? Well, in Arizona, a DUI can be either a felony or a misdemeanor. Most DUIs that people are arrested for are misdemeanor DUIs. And there are three types of alcohol-related misdemeanor DUIs, which all relate to how high a driver's BAC, or blood alcohol content, is. There's a regular DUI, which a driver can be charged with if their BAC is above a .08, an extreme DUI, which occurs when a driver's BAC is above a .15, and a super extreme DUI when the driver's BAC is above a .20. So an extreme DUI is the second highest level of misdemeanor DUI. The process usually goes that a driver is arrested for a DUI by the police. The police take the driver back to the police station or maybe a special DUI van where they then perform a chemical test on the person, either through a breath test or a blood test. The results of the breath test show up immediately, but for the blood test, the blood samples go to a crime lab and the BAC is tested there. And it could take several weeks or several months for the blood results to come back. If either the breath or blood test shows a BAC over a .15, then the driver can be charged with an extreme DUI. The statute for an extreme DUI in Arizona is ARS 28-1382A1. So if you've gotten a criminal citation for a DUI arrest, it might look something like this. And you can see the citation number for the extreme DUI on the ticket here. Or the traffic ticket might look like this, in which case you can find the citation for extreme DUI on this portion of the ticket. It will likely say both the name of the criminal charge, in this case extreme DUI, as well as the ARS number, which is the section of the criminal code related to that charge. So now let's look at the ARS number for extreme DUI. As I mentioned, that is ARS 28-1382A1. And if you look up that law to see exactly what it states, you will see that it says it is unlawful for a person to drive or be in actual physical control of a vehicle in this state if the person has an alcohol concentration as follows within 2 hours of driving, or being in actual physical control of the vehicle, and the alcohol concentration results from alcohol consumed either before or while driving or being in actual physical control of the vehicle. Subsection 1 states that the BAC requirement is .15 or more, but less than .20. Now, let's talk about the legal consequences for the crime of extreme DUI. When considering the legal consequences, there's two things to think about. The first is the maximum legal penalties for the crime, and the second is the mandatory minimum punishment. The punishment for a conviction for extreme DUI cannot go below the mandatory minimum, and it can't go above the statutory maximum if you're convicted. So if you are convicted of an extreme DUI, your punishment can fall anywhere between the mandatory minimum and the maximum. So let's talk about those. Well, on one side of the spectrum, an extreme DUI is a Class 1 misdemeanor, so it is subject to the maximum legal penalties for a Class 1 misdemeanor, which is 6 months of jail and $2,500 in fines. That's the maximum penalty. And on the other side of the spectrum is the mandatory minimum punishment. For an extreme DUI, Arizona requires that a mandatory minimum punishment of 30 days of jail be imposed, as well as a minimum of $2,500 in fines and other related fees, as well as traffic survival school and the installation of an ignition interlock device on any vehicle you operate for a year. Now, of the 30 days of jail, the judge may allow you to suspend 21 days of that jail time if you install an ignition interlock device on your car. Now, if this is your second DUI within 7 years, then the mandatory minimum penalties for an extreme DUI conviction are substantially increased. If you have a prior DUI conviction of any kind, the BAC for your prior DUI doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have been a prior extreme DUI. But then you get convicted of an extreme DUI in your current case, you'll be facing 120 days of jail at a minimum. And again, the maximum jail term you could be facing could be up to 6 months because it still is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, if you're facing charges for an extreme DUI and you want to find out if your DUI can be either dismissed or pled down, then it definitely is in your best interest to contact a DUI lawyer. At the Solomon Law Group, we've worked with clients to get their DUI charges reduced or dismissed, and if we need to, we can aggressively fight those charges at trial as well. We offer free consultations for people charged with DUI, so give us a call to schedule your free consultation to see how we can help you. Thanks for watching.